I'm Brother Anthony Sloan. You can call me Brother Sloan. If you're from the township, sometimes you can call me Brother Anthony. You can call me Anthony or Brother Sloan. That's it. No professor, no doctor, no mister, no elder. Okay, you might slip a barber through every once in a while. Maybe your uncle, but Brother Sloan, that's it, right? Thank you very much.
He likes to walk. You could say he has a thing for walking. Oftentimes you can find him walking the streets of Cape Town, walking with purpose, a man on a mission. Wherever he may be, the mission remains the same. He calls it AudioDrama, but it could just as easily be called the art of great storytelling. Storytelling meant for the ear, not eyes. AudioDrama is theater for the microphone. Doof, doof, doof. Is mic on? Doof, doof. I'm a self-described cultural revolutionary. To pull off my revolution, I have to continue to toil in this field of audio drama, bringing disparate people together, people who can remain anonymous if they will, to affect change society. We're talking bloodless revolution right now. We're not talking, people bang, 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 bang. And we're using art. What happened in Egypt, what's going on in Libya, there's a consciousness around the world that's rising up. It's the only thing that makes me angry is injustice. That's it. Audio drama is just. Audio drama is the most democratic form that could possibly be. My famous thing is saying you could be a 4-foot ogre and play the leading character, So it's not how you look. My name is Anthony Sloan. I was made in the South Bronx of New York City. I'm a loner marauder imparting the gospel of live audio drama. One afternoon, it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I was living on the Lower East Side on 7th Street. I'm home, no altered state, perfectly lucid, everything like that. And there was this map, a world map on my kitchen wall. And for some reason, I just looked at it. And I said, Anthony, look at the map. Most of your life you've been, and I'm looking at the States and a little bit of Canada, well, Montreal, I love Montreal, and Mexico, that's all you've been. Look at how big the world is. It's a huge world, it's gotta be. And I looked and said, hey, wait, that's the Northern Hemisphere. If I had someplace in the Southern Hemisphere, for the rest of my life, I can do that. So in '96, I just chucked everything and started my little journey, and I ended up in South Africa, and it's a good base. Currently, I'm teaching at UCT, and I'm tasked with teaching creativity. How do you create creativity? You execute some sort of configuration that came between the universe and all your past things, what you just observed, what you retain. All that comes into play when you do your creative thing. Everything is based basically on the way that Aristotle and those cats did stuff, I'm experimenting with other ways of educating.
As a teacher, I find that although he tries to explain what he wants, it doesn't always come through to us.
Program host, project coordinator, that thing right there. This is our program host, project coordinator.
I was expecting papers and the chalkboard or something, but we're actually teaching ourselves. It just gives us, it's just guidelines. So, I'm learning that I don't really need a teacher to create something. We're working on this massive project, but he hasn't really given us, this is what you're supposed to do. It's just, okay, what do you think? Then how's it gonna work? So in that way, I'm learning what I'm capable of.
Maybe the sound effects are there, and the mime actors are here, and the voice actors are over there. All these things, you, along with the director, is gonna have to figure out how we're gonna set the stage, right? To say, we gotta decorate this thing for whatever the atmosphere is. We're gonna have all this stuff, this grand thing is gonna happen right here. My class is, the standards are very high, they're higher than the university standards. All excuses, every single excuse is valid, super valid. None are acceptable because we are in theater. Here's the problem. They say that my tone, I get in trouble for my tone because I have a confrontational tone. Really good in the 60s, it worked very well. Doesn't work so well in the polite next century, you know what I mean? But the only way my tone changes is when knuckles heads don't listen to me the first time. Most of them get it, you know what I mean? But it's like they have to stick with it. It's like, and it's interesting to see who responds, what type of person responds, what type of person doesn't respond, what type of person would spend so much time resisting or challenging the way they're being taught rather than just, teaching themselves, which is what basically they're doing. The difference between this script and this script. This one, they listen to Brother Sloan. Here, they just feel like, what does he know?
He wants us to think out of the box, and he wants us to think out of the UCT, sphere, and it must all, that kind of thing. And it's just, he's not like any teacher that I've ever had. I feel like we are actually conducting this course. We really are in control of the outcome and what we're gonna get at the end,
You are the source. If you take from me, then you're not the source any longer.
Yeah.
And this class, the class needs to know that they are the source.
Sure.
Anthony's not the source.
No.
And I refuse to be the source. So now I gotta beat them so that they make themselves the source. I gotta beat the source out of them.
Okay, Brother Sloan.
So it's difficult. It's difficult. It's easy being Anthony, but it's difficult being Anthony. Because he's not misunderstood. He's just a handful, as someone once said. He's just unyielding. Oh well. It's not, it is my fault, but it's really not my fault. I'm just being what I'm supposed to be. If they can be so creative that they can go through all obstacles, right? That they can apply this with this energy that they created this thing with, they can apply it to any facet of their life that they're going to eventually go on to. I think that something will happen in their life. They'll come back and they'll say, Brother Sloan, man, I didn't understand him at the time, but here, 10 years later, now I understand what he was doing. I don't understand what he was talking about. Whoa. Maybe I don't do education. Maybe I just do, revolution.
There's a house across the river that turned my world around. There's a house across the river which made me dream out loud. Through the window when I saw her, my heart began to pound, and I found